fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The bonfire's embers hissed, a chorus of tiny serpents spitting venom into the cold night air. Each pop and crackle felt like a judgment. Ilias' voice, smooth as polished obsidian, cut through the sound, each syllable precise and laced with disdain. "Leave Lyra tonight, your very presence insults the divine." The silver of his robes wasn't merely fabric, it was woven with threads that seemed to absorb the moonlight, making him appear almost ethereal, a fallen angel. But the effect was ruined by the cruel set of his jaw, the way his lips thinned into a line of icy disapproval. His face, usually so carefully composed, so beautiful, was shadowed beneath the deep cowl of his hood. I couldn't see his eyes, and that was almost worse than seeing them filled with contempt. The cult members behind him were a silent, unsettling tableau. Their eyes, always glassy, always vacant, were fixed on me. They looked like dolls strung up for display, their porcelain faces reflecting the firelight with a disturbing lack of emotion. 3 years. 3 years I'd spent within the crimson veil, scrubbing the cold stone floors of their temple, chanting their monotonous hymns until my throat was raw, swallowing their bitter sacramental wine that tasted of ash and regret. 3 years of denying myself, of silencing my own thoughts, of becoming less. And for what? For his favor, for a single, fleeting moment of acknowledgement. I'd even allowed Ilias to press his thumb to my forehead each dawn, a ritual meant to purify me, to bind me to the divine. His touch even then had been a brand, a searing heat that left my skin tingling long after he'd withdrawn. He'd murmur, his voice a silken caress, "You are nothing without us." And now he was tossing me out like spoiled meat, a discarded offering. A laugh escaped my lips, but it was a broken thing, hoarse and frayed at the edges, lacking any genuine amusement. Annoying and ugly. Is that the best you can do? Couldn't even pick one lie to stick with. The words felt weak, pathetic even, but I couldn't seem to summon any real anger. Just a hollow ache, a vast emptiness where hope used to reside. Ilias' lip curled, a flicker of something dark and predatory crossing his features. "Go, Lyra, before I change my mind and let the wolves have you." The threat wasn't veiled. He would let them tear me apart, and his followers would watch without a flicker of sympathy. The compound gates, massive and wrought with symbols of the divine, groaned in protest as they swung shut behind me, the sound echoing like a death knell. The heavy bolt slid into place, sealing my exile. The forest ahead loomed, a living, breathing entity, pines clawing at the star-strewn sky like skeletal fingers. The air was frigid, biting at any exposed skin. I had nothing. Absolutely nothing but the threadbare dress clinging to my body, boots worn thin from years of service, and the crushing weight of rejection. I walked, I didn't know where I was going, only that I needed to put distance between myself and the crimson veil. Each step was an effort, my legs heavy and trembling. The forest floor was a carpet of frozen leaves and brittle twigs, each crunch a stark reminder of my isolation. Frost bloomed on the branches, glittering like shards of glass. I walked until my legs buckled, until I could no longer feel my toes, until the world began to swim around the edges of my vision. When the first howl split the silence, a long, mournful cry that resonated deep within my bones, I ran. Panic seized me, a cold fist squeezing my heart. I didn't dare look back, didn't dare imagine the shadows that might be pursuing me. I just ran, blindly, desperately, fueled by adrenaline and fear. The cabin appeared like a mirage, a beacon of warmth and light in the oppressive darkness. Smoke curled lazily from its chimney, carrying the scent of wood smoke and something else, something savory and comforting. Golden light bled through the draped windows, promising sanctuary. I pounded on the door, my breath ragged, my knuckles aching. Each strike felt like a desperate plea. The door swung open and he stood there, Tristan, all broad shoulders and raw power. He was a giant, even framed in the doorway, his presence filling the small space. His eyes, the color of a stormy sea, narrowed as he took me in. A jagged scar cut through his stubble, a testament to battles fought and won. "Who the hell are you?" he growled, his voice rough and gravelly, but his gaze flicked to the bloody scratches on my neck, a flicker of concern crossing his features. "Please," I rasped, my voice barely a whisper. "They're coming." The words felt inadequate, a pathetic attempt to convey the terror that consumed me. I swayed on my feet, exhaustion threatening to overwhelm me. Another man materialized behind him, Lysander. Lean and sharp as a blade, he moved with a fluid grace that was both mesmerizing and unsettling. His black hair was loose over his shoulders, framing a face that was all angles and shadows. His nostrils flared as if he were actually smelling my fear, analyzing it, cataloging it. "She's telling the truth," he murmured, his voice a low, melodic hum. "Bring her in." The cabin was a cradle of warmth, a stark contrast to the frigid night outside. Firelight danced over fur throws and shelves cluttered with dried herbs, casting long, flickering shadows on the walls. The air was thick with the scent of pine, spices, and something indefinably masculine. Tristan shoved a mug of spiced meat into my hands, the warmth seeping into my frozen fingers. It smelled of cinnamon and cloves, a heady aroma that momentarily distracted me from my fear. I took a tentative sip, the sweet liquid burning a welcome path down my throat. "Drink," Tristan said, his voice less harsh now. "You're freezing," I obeyed, grateful for the small comfort. Lysander hadn't moved, his dark eyes still fixed on me, assessing. I felt like a trapped animal, caught in the gaze of two predators, but for the first time in 3 years, I didn't feel entirely alone.